Hi guys, and welcome to my next Diablo news content. I would like to give you a quick update what happened over the last days in Diablo. And so yeah, let's start off. The topic is going to be Diablo on console, Diablo's clarification for the Mystic, and of course the pre-patch confirmation. So let's start off. Diablo on console. What could you expect? The console version of the game received a 9 out of 10 rating, 90% rating, roughly like that. You see a lot of improvements there. You have Epic Loot 1.5, what they call it. That basically means that you have already some features that are going to come with the patch that I'm going to speak later of. But for now you see some tailored loots. That means you get some items that are personally tailored for your class. For example, if you're playing a barbarian, then you will get more drops with strength related items. When you do play, for example, a witch doctor, then you will get more intelligence related things and specific affixes like reduced mana reduction for fire beds. So that is a very good thing. The controls, everybody said that so far, is very good. So everybody expected it to be very tricky, but everybody said the controls just feel so natural on console. So it's definitely a good thing and a very good portation from PC to console. A good thing that they decided for is that there will be no auction house in the game, and therefore the drops of course have to be better. And they really made a good point with that. Everybody's loving it so far. You can see streams on Twitch TV as well as some videos on YouTube where people present their loot, and just after playing 70 to 80 hours of the game, the loot is just amazing. So it's definitely worth taking a look at the console version if you're impatient and cannot wait for the patch that is going to come for PC. Also, what everybody said, playing on a couch with your friends on a local co-op is just an amazing experience. So definitely go check that out if you want to hang out with your friends and you're not that high-end gamer and just want to have a good time with your friends. Go get the console version of the game and just hang out on weekends with your friends and get some awesome loot drops. The downsides for the console version, I want to mention them as well. So for newcomers, it's really hard to get into the game, so therefore there are some strategy guides that come along with the game, so you can pay extra for them for 10 to 20 bucks, or you have to go to the forums because there are not that good of tutorials included. That is a little bit unfortunate, but the longer you're going to play Diablo, the more you're getting used to it, and I think this is nothing too much of a con. Another downside, what I would consider to be sometimes a little bit annoying, if you do play on local co-op, you have to share the loot, and so first comes first serve, so whoever picks it up first will have the better loot, and then you have a little bit of fight who is going to get which item, especially when you're going to play the same class. But it is nothing that can't be settled over time, and also for this point there are definitely solutions later on. Next up is going to be Diablo news for the Mystic. So there were some blue posts going on for how the Mystic is going to work, because there were some tension and some rumors going on in the forums of how it would be and if Blizzard would mess it up again. But Blizzard made some statements, and I really would like to tell you what they told us so far. So when the Mystic is going to be introduced in Reaper of Souls, what will happen is that you will have the possibility to enchant one affix, one guaranteed affix on your item. No matter what that item will be, you can also enchant legendaries as well, not only rare items, and that is something really good. It will be that when you once decided for one item to enchant, that every other affix on the item will be locked. So that means, let's imagine it the following. You have a very good ring with 200 strength and as a barbarian, high crit chance, high crit hit damage, life after kill, some life on hit maybe, and some vitality. Then you wanted to decide, okay, life after kill is probably not the affix that I would have seen there. Then you're going to choose that affix and going to reroll it. And then you will get presented a list of which you can choose from what you wanted to have. And this list will alternate. The good thing is that they will always include the one affix that was already on the item. So that means whenever you enchant something, you cannot get worse than what you had before. So in other games it is that you can reroll some worse stats and the item becomes ultimately worse than it was before. This cannot happen with the Mystic. That is something that is really cool, and I really like the idea of that. Furthermore, they said that enchanting an item will make it account bound. That is also something very good, because that takes items out of the economy, which then ultimately sinks the total gold that goes along with that. So you cannot enchant an item and then sell it for a lot of money in the auction house. You will be then bound to your account. And that is something I really like. Nothing is settled yet though, so they also stated that nothing is finally decided yet and some things may change. Let's hope they will not change this stuff so far. The next thing in line is the pre-patch. We got another confirmation for the pre-patch to come. Blizzard stated that before Reaper of Souls there will be definitely a patch that will introduce the following things: Nephilim Trials, Loot Dungeons, Loot 2.0, and Paragon 2.0. Let me go into detail for those things just for a second. Nephilim Trials, nobody spoke about that at Gamescom. They basically forgot that. That is what Josh Mascara said in an interview after Gamescom to Athene. And it is basically an unending dungeon that will continue until the moment that you're going to die. He said, or he compared that to the Jar of Hearts event that takes place in Act 1 in a much bigger style. So they will get also the chance to test your character and probably get also some very good loot from it. Another thing that they're going to introduce is loot dungeons. This is their solution of the endgame content. You will be able to choose to go to a dungeon that lasts for 15 to 20 minutes, and it will be a completely randomized level, completely randomized weather, completely randomized enemies in there, and at the end of every dungeon there will be one or two or multiple bosses that you will have to defeat to take the loot out of the dungeon. So everything that you collected, you can only take that if you are able to defeat the boss at the end of the dungeon. And this boss again will be fully randomized. So I think that's a really cool solution. If you have only a short duration that you can play the game for, let's say, half an hour, then you can go for 1 or 2 loot runs and you will be also rewarded for it. So that is something really, really cool. I like the idea a lot. Then they will introduce Loot 2.0. I already spoke about that multiple times already on stream. There was a community post about that, and they basically copied the name idea of that, as they have done before with Paragon levels and so on. You probably know about that, but I like what they told us about. So what Loot 2.0 means is that we will get better loot, that the loot that is going to drop will be reduced, so we will see less drops, but therefore much better values on the drops. And again, we will see some tailor drops. I already explained that. Tailor drop means that they call that smart loot, and you would basically get items that are tailored specifically for your class. If you're an intelligence class, you will get primarily intelligence items. If you're a strength class, you will get strength items, and so on. I really like the idea of that, and that is really some awesome feature that they're going to introduce. And this is really like the game should be. And I hope this really takes out the auction house not fully of the game, but at least reduces its effectiveness to the game, so that you really can play the game to win and not pay the game to win. This is something that I'm really looking forward. And last but not least, the Paragon system is going to be introduced. Paragon 2.0. What that means, we will see multiple changes to the Paragon system as it exists right now. You will become a completely new system where you can have infinite Paragon levels, however that is going to turn out. We are very excited. We don't have any further details on that, but they basically said that we will have infinite Paragon levels and there will be no limit in leveling them. You will have a new content that will allow you to distribute points that you gain with Paragon levels, and you can spend those gained points then in the system. There will be different categories like utility, attack, defense, and so on. and you will basically be able to fully customize your character. This is what a lot of people were looking forward to right from the scratch of the game. A lot of people expect that to be there right from the scratch. Unfortunately, Blizzard did decide not to make it right from the scratch, but now they are going to fix this and to change it eventually. So I've been also looking forward to that, because you can now fully customize your character to your own needs. Whenever you say you go more defensively, then you can do that. For example, when you play hardcore, then you want to have more defense stats than offense stats, of course. And this is really something that will help the game to improve a lot. So this is basically the summary of what happened these last days in Diablo. I hope you do enjoy the content, so if you do like it, give me a thumbs up, like, favorite, and share that video with your friends, and hit that subscribe button on my channel. Thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you in hell, guys.